Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us live here on KIMT News 3 at 6 o'clock. We are checking out the beautiful lights at the band shell in Clear Lake, Iowa. They just lit this beautiful tree. I think they even made it KIMT colors. I like that. That's nice. Blue and white. We are having so much fun. There's a whole weekend of festivities for Christmas by the lake, and we have the mayor in the house. Nelson Crabb is right over here. He's had a busy job tonight. Hey, welcome back. It's time for sports. You may have seen this news on your phone this morning. Former New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is signing with the Minnesota Vikings. Daniel Jones is a former first-round draft pick. Last week, the 27-year-old was benched in the Big Apple. A big name in the Rochester golf scene has made his selection to further his game and his education. 2024 All-City champion Isaac Ahn has been accepted to Harvard University and has committed to play Division I golf there as well. Right, we are live at the Olmsted County Free Fair, and joining me now is Brandon Helgeson. He is on the board here at the Olmsted County Fair. So when we say free fair, it's free to come and pay for parking, right?
Yeah, the fair is free to enter.
We are at a stop in Wabasha live right now. We have all you need to know about the holiday train this year.
I have the privilege of getting on when it's still daylight in Verona.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us live here for KIMT News 3 at 6 o'clock. You can see the awesome lights behind us. I'm Kamie Blair alongside Chief Meteorologist Aaron White, and we are having some fun.
Yes. Scene of the fire. Kamie, as backup arrives from Fillmore, Wabasha, Lewiston, and even St. Charles fire departments. Do we know if anyone or any animals have been hurt?
Yeah, Des. So right now I'm just off of County Road 21. It's right to my left. You can see the Equestrian Center right behind me. So this is the Minnesota Equestrian Center, and it has roughly 350 stalls for horses. At this time, we cannot confirm if all the horses are okay. We also cannot confirm if all the people are okay. I'm actually going to flip this around. I'm on my phone so you can see a little bit better. You can see County Road 21 here. You can see the Winona County Sheriff has this road blocked off to traffic. And then if you look in the distance, you can see the smoke is still billowing, and you can smell it in the air from about 5 miles away.
Today, I'm assuming right now that everything is wrapped for this afternoon into the evening. Is that right?
Yes, everything wrapped up earlier today. Did not see Governor Tim Walz. I did check his social media. He hasn't mentioned anything about the House boycott for DFL members there either.
All right. Thank you so much, Kamie.
Well, Jess, I would have to say the attendance. It's a Wednesday and this place is packed. There are some wristbands. They're $25 for the carnival today, and so many people are hanging out on the rides, having a good time. That deal runs until 5 o'clock, so we only have like a half hour left of that special deal. But you can see there are people here at the fair. We have Gold Star Amusements again. Gold Star Amusements covers so many county fairs in our region. The Steele County Fair first began in 1860, on October 17th in 1860, and this is a fair that people come out to have a good time. We have Dexter Poole right over here. He is with Gold Star Amusements. How has this fair been for you already? It's just underway, but it looks like there's so many people here.
Yes, it's actually been very good.
We are following breaking news out of Albert Lea right now. On another cold night, there is another house fire near Albert Lea. This one in town. Multiple agencies are responding to the house fire, and we do have a crew at the scene. The Freeborn County Sheriff's Office confirmed the fire is at a home off Viking Avenue in the south part of Albert Lea, not far from Highway 65. And this is a look now at the scene. Fire crews are there. The Sheriff's Office says it has many emergency personnel on scene. You can see some firefighters there, as well as other agencies. We did get some reports from neighbors earlier showing smoke in the sky. The Harmony Roller Rink has sat empty for nearly 5.5 years. So these two sisters thought there was something they could do about it.
Pretty much every contractor we've brought into this space has had a personal story to tell about this building. And this building, if it had sat for another couple of years, probably wouldn't have been able to be brought back.
Kids around here grew up going here all the time.
The purchase was official on December 11th, and work is already underway to transform the space into Stardust Retro Revival. House representatives in Minnesota cannot see eye to eye. A special election to fill an open House seat in Roseville, the reason for all the chaos. Now what occurred in the opening day of the session will be seen by the Supreme Court. We were in St. Paul today to watch it all unfold.
District 24B, Tina Liebling.
Roll call looked a little different on opening day.
District 25A, Kim Hicks.
All DFL seats empty. Secretary of State Steve Simon gaveling, indicating the session was over. Republicans disputed that and carried on, eventually electing Lisa Dameth to Speaker of the House, something DFLers who skipped say was not legal.
They are breaking constitutional and Minnesota law.
Republicans say it absolutely was.
What we did was lawful, and we are following the law. The quorum issue is very clear in statute. It's the members, the number of members, cut in half plus one. Well, we have 133 members, so 67 is a quorum.
Minnesota statute 2.021 says, you can laugh, but it says a number there. It says 134. Half of 134 is 67, which means a majority would be 68.
They're deciding is illegitimate.
There were a couple of occasions of where 67 elected a speaker. So this is not even, it's at least the third time.
Despite the noise in the House chambers, elected officials I spoke with say there is a lot to be done this session.
One, as a former educator, which is a passion of mine, I want to make sure that every kid in our state can read, and right now less than half can. I want to see life be affordable, so make sure we don't raise taxes and fees. Matter of fact, we should get rid of some of them.
So we have to talk about the quorum just a bit. It popped up there for a minute, but I want to show you it further. According to Article 3, Section 13 of the Minnesota Constitution, a quorum is a majority of each house to transact business. And looking ahead, the special session in the House is being held at the end of this month. Special election, I should say, something that could yet get moved. Republicans are challenging Governor Walz's decision to fast-track this election. A judge is expected to actually rule on this decision tomorrow. Tackling Wisconsin was the goal today for both vice presidential candidates. These two wristbands were what I got to enter J.D. Vance's rally at 9:30 this morning and Governor Walz's rally at 11:30. I showed up not as the media, but as a voter today in La Crosse. Dueling rallies in Wisconsin. Governor Tim Walz pushing patrons to the polls.
The decisions that are made over the next 24, 36 hours when those polls close will shape not just the next 4 years, they will shape the coming generations.
Senator J.D. Vance with a slightly larger event space packed with people, pointing out his problems with the current administration.
Grocery prices in this state are higher by 20%. Gas prices are higher by 40, 45%. You go through the list of everything and you realize that the American people are struggling, and they're struggling because Kamala Harris hasn't done her job. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar and Gwen Walz spoke before the governor took the stage. Tim Walz spoke highly of Kamala Harris, but J.D. Vance really said the opposite.
She stood up for women and children against predators and abusers.
Kamala Harris has the audacity to say that she stands for women and young girls. You know, the most important thing, Kamala, if you want to stand for women and young girls, is you want to make our communities safe enough for women and young girls to be able to walk down the street without being sexually assaulted by a criminal that you let into this country.
Overall, both candidates saw packed houses respectively. J.D. Vance spoke without any prompt. Governor Tim Walz had two teleprompters in front of him, but did go off the cuff at times. Both agreed winning Wisconsin could likely be key.
Tomorrow, we are going to give the American people better leadership. We're going to make Donald Trump the next president, and we're going to do it together. God bless you, Wisconsin. I'll be back soon. I love you.
I got one request of you, Wisconsin. Win this thing for America. Get out there and vote. Let's get this done. Thank you all.
It was good to see all our friends in Wisconsin today. Polls in towns with more than 500 people open at 7 tomorrow, so that includes Rochester, of course. Smaller towns actually can delay opening until 10 a.m. Brand new tonight, 3 people survive a hot air balloon crash in Rochester. Let's show you this new video we've gathered from the Minnesota Department of Transportation. You can see it right here. This is Highway 63 between 40th Street Southeast and 48th Street Southeast. Look at right here. You're about to see the spark. That hot air balloon hits those power lines. Now, we have new details from the police department. We learned the balloon occupants were trying to land in a field when a gust of wind pushed that balloon into a power line. The basket became disconnected from the balloon and fell approximately 20 to 30 feet to the ground. KIMT News 3 was first on the scene tonight to learn more about this breaking news. Here the basket sits. How many people were in the basket?
4.
KIMT News 3 was first on the scene to learn about the people making it out alive after their hot air balloon gets caught in these power lines.
From that height with minor injuries.
Wow.
Yeah, that was hanging, and then it eventually gave way, dropped to the ground,
Oh my
sparking and
goodness.
arcing, fire involved.
Power was out for a short while for some in the area, but when we spoke with energy crews checking the lines tonight, they say everything had been restored.
The fire, right, basically what you see right here, all of this was on fire. We could see plumes of smoke from down to 40th Street easily.
No traffic involved with this. They just saw what happened.
Yeah, no traffic involved. I'm not sure who called 911, to be honest with you.
The first responders at the site relieved everyone made it out okay.
It's nothing short of a miracle as far as I'm concerned.
Isn't that the truth? And Captain Kuhlman told us 4 people. We've now learned that 3 people, as I mentioned, were in that basket. That according to the Rochester Police Department. So let's take a closer look at some of the numbers. How common is it to survive a crash like this? Well, according to 2022 data from the National Transportation Safety Board, 775 hot air balloon accidents are on record in the past 60 years. Only 70 of them have been deadly. The most recent, however, not that long ago in January in Arizona. 4 people were killed. Those were not included in that 70 total. It is a great day in Rochester. It is beautiful outside, and there is a new mini golf course open in town starting at 3 o'clock today. And a lot of people are already here having a lot of fun. Missy Emmerich is the owner of Blue Lagoon Mini Golf. How are things going?
It's going great. Yes, today has been fabulous.
Excitement is in the air at Target Field. The game is underway, but it all started early this morning at breakfast on the plaza. Hot dogs down on the end.
Not your normal breakfast, but a baseball breakfast. And boy, was it off to an interesting start earlier today. DFL House members boycotting the session earlier today. Half of the chamber sitting empty. So let's get into it. Let me tell you a little bit more about what happened today. Just after noon today, Secretary of State Steve Simon declared a quorum was not present and adjourned the first day of the session. Now, a quorum is basically the number of people needed to continue legislative business. A Freeborn family says it's lost its entire life savings after a New Year's Eve fire. The flames were seen early yesterday morning in the small town north of Albert Lee. Tonight we are hearing from the family, thankful no humans were home at the time.
My whole life savings was in that house. It's just all one big blur.
The Petersons, a family of 4, watching fire crews wrap up putting out hot spots a day after their home burned to the ground on New Year's Eve.
This one is gone.
We're learning now the Petersons' insurance agent was about to assess the house to set up the homeowner's insurance plan, meaning at the time of the fire, it was not insured.
I have the payment for the full year of insurance in my wallet still. Like literally, he called me the morning